the Beekeeper, a new movie that came out I think it was this year or last year. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it came out this year, and it's only just come out at the on Sky Movies as well, and all video on demand platforms as well. So this is a Jason Statham movie starring Jason Statham, Josh Hutcherson, Jeremy Irons, directed by David Ayer, who directed. I didn't realize how many different movies this guy directed. He did like the Suicide Squad movie. He did the Fast and Furious movie. He's done a ton of movies that I really enjoy. So I thought, let's give this a watch. I like Jason Statham. I like action movies. This is an action movie. Let's get into spoilers of this movie. So spoilers ahead, ladies and gents, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look, this movie is, the way I put it in my notes for when I do my movie watch list, I said, this is Jason Statham's Equalizer movie, his John Wick, his Taken movie, really. This is for me. I know you could probably say like the Transporter movies, he's done a few of them, but it kind of, for me, it had very much a similar vibe to definitely the Equalizer, and kind of like the idea that this guy is like this special ops guy who no one knows who he is, his background, and he's like this like just like super killing machine. And basically at the start of the story, this person who he cares about is taken away from him. Basically, she has scammed this lady. She takes him in under her wing, and she doesn't know who he is. He's just a beekeeper. He looks after the bees. He literally is a beekeeper. And he works on this farm for this lady. He rents out the barn in there, and he keeps bees. He makes the bees come to the land and do their thing and make the tree, the plant life, everything all grow. That's what bees are known for. And you think he's just a beekeeper, but then you see in this story, and very early on in the movie, this lady, this elderly lady who takes him in, who he really cares for. She is scammed out of all her life savings and like millions of pounds, this lady. And she's scammed by one of these these prank call centers who ring up and they try and get your details. And it wasn't a movie. I didn't really expect that plot. I was kind of, because I didn't know what the plot was going to be. So they scam this lady out of all her money, and they're gloating about it and stuff like that. And she ends up killing herself. She kills herself. This lady, she commits suicide, which is really, really tragic. I didn't see that coming. I thought he was just going to go on like kind of just like go and kill these guys. So then he is just on a vengeance mission. Then he wants to go and destroy all these like scammers, and he goes to like these big call centers and these like multi-billion-dollar companies who are running these big scams to scam people out of money. And then it goes to the head of the table, if you like, with Josh Hutcherson's character, who's the son of the president of the United States of America. And you find out this like very late on in the movie. But yeah, it's a really, look, I don't think it's one of the best action movies you're ever going to watch. I will also say this: the action scenes are fun, but it's not like John Wick level of like fight scenes. It's nothing like that. But I think for me, it's just pure action. Especially I think there's a period, the first like 20 minutes of the movie, just like feels like pure action for a period, and then it slows down a bit when Jeremy Irons' character comes in there a bit, and then it kind of paces up again near the end, and you just get all out action again. And yeah, it's a decent movie. I enjoyed it. I think there's definitely room for a sequel in this one, The Beekeeper. I think it actually did really well money. I think it did like over, I think it was $100 million budget, and it made like $200 million as far as I know at this moment in time. So I think it's broke even at least. It's a fun movie. It's not too long. It's like an hour. It's probably just about 2 hours, maybe something like that. It's just maybe a bit less. But it's an easy watch. It's a digestible movie. Not too long. The right amount of time for the story. I think Jason Statham as well. I watched this movie, and I got vibes of. There's a bit where he's going into this building, another building, to try and stop this other call center. Like there's a few different call centers he goes into, all run by the same syndicate. And he goes in, and they're aware of him because he's like this. Now this police are trying to hunt him down, and it's like one of the FBI agents is the daughter of the woman who killed herself, and she is aware it's him. and it's like this manhunt for him then to try and stop him. And he goes up outside his building, and he just kind of like just introduces himself to the SWAT team outside his call center, and they're aware it's him. He's like he names himself. And then he just starts going crazy. He doesn't want to like kill the SWAT team, but he just goes absolutely crazy on the guys. And he remind me of Riggs, Martin Riggs out of Lethal Weapon, obviously played by Mel Gibson. And it gave me like vibes of that shades of that character. Like with in reality, like he's this guy who's just because he's unhinged now. He's this beekeeper. He's from this special ops team. He's like one of the an ultimate killer machine. And then he's just also a bit. I think he's just angry with the world, and he's a bit crazy. And that's what he reminded me of Riggs. And I was always thinking then. I was thinking like, do you know if they did a remake? I know like they're on about doing reboot or like a sequel to Lethal Weapon, but I think like Jason Statham in a Lethal Weapon movie would be cool. I'd watch if they did like a remake. I know they did that remake of they did the TV show. I've never watched that. It might be decent, but I think if they did a remake, I know he's British and I know you're going to be, but like, look, Mel Gibson's Australian, isn't he? I think he's Australian. Yeah, he is Australian. And he played an American character. I know he can't really he's a bit like a Ray Winston, Jason Statham. He doesn't really do accents that well. But if they did some sort of like, I suppose you had that with the Fast and Furious spin-off. That was kind of like his Lethal Weapon, wasn't it? With The Rock. Because that definitely had shades of Lethal Weapon there in that movie. But yeah, he's got like the Mel Gibson vibes to him. I think he's like this generation's Mel Gibson. I think we're going to look back on him in years to come and be like, you know what, that guy always give us like really solid movies. They were really. I know he's not like them. Like, is it them Sharknado movies? I've never watched them. I don't know whether they'd be my cup of tea. But this, just in regards to action movies, every action movie I've watched him in, I've enjoyed. I've never not enjoyed his movies. I've seen him in. So I think he's a really. I don't think he's underrated because I think people are well aware who Jason Statham is. I think he's an established actor. He's in some big franchises. But I do think he's like, when you compare him to other actors, I think maybe he's just overlooked sometimes by other actors. And I just like him as an action star. Look, he's not going to win like a drama. I don't think you're ever going to see him in a drama movie. I don't think you want to see him in a drama movie, like in some sort of like romance movie at all. I think for me, he is just like, like Arnie, he was superb in doing action movies. I know he could do comedy as well, but Jason Statham also feels like he can do comedy as well. You remember in like The Italian Job, he could do that. In Mean Machine, he could do that as well, dropping that bit of comedy in there as well. But yeah, The Beekeeper, I think if you're looking for an all-out action movie, if you like movies like The Equalizer, if you like movies like John Wick, Taken, I think The Beekeeper is going to be right up your street. Well worth checking out. Jason Statham at his best, just doing pure action.